What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to a Royla Lee video. We have an awesome collection to check out for this this upcoming release, and we also have some new polish for paws, polishes to check out, and just some overall goodies. So this time we have the release of the Studio 70 collection. This is exactly that. It's inspired by the 70s era type thing. And I have to say, seeing the color palette together, as you can see here, it's masterful on the vibes. At least I'm a millennial, but like when I think of 70s and my non-experience, I should say, I do feel like this is kind of what I think of when I think of the color palette too. So we have those to check out. We have a new polish for paws. This month's polish for paws is going to benefit the Rabbit Source, the House Rabbit Resource Network. $6 of every bottle will be going to that. I'll have a link in the description box below if you'd like more information on that. And I'm going to quit yammering. So without further ado, let's dive into the swatches. We're going to start off with my personal favorite out of the full set. This one is Disco Doll, described as a linear holographic base with scattered holographic sparkle and golden shimmer. This is one of those super rainbow type polishes. In the sunshine, it's going to shine so ridiculously pretty, especially in those kitchen lights too. The golden shimmer just kind of adds along to that rainbow effect you're going to see. And for opacity, I'm going to suggest between 2 to 3 coats. Because it is a true holographic finish, it does have that very, very flat metallic type dry down. So I personally liked that 3rd coat, though I do think you'll hit decent opacity on the 2nd coat. So your preference on that. Flower Child is a purple base packed with linear holographic and scattered holographic effect and pink to gold shifting shimmer. This is a wonderful opacity. It's creamy smooth in how it builds up. And this is what I would consider a true 1 coater. I chose to take it up to 2 thin coats, thin for me, and it was just plump and perfect. Excellent plumpification, for lack of better words. Now I want to highlight bells and whistles here. This is one of those holographic purples that will change drastically whether or not you use a water-based top coat with a quick dry glossy top coat. If you go in with a quick dry glossy top coat, you'll have some bleeding through it and it will just kind of dull the holographic effect and give you an almost velvet-like effect. But when you use a water-based top coat of some sort, such as like the clear peel-off base, or if you have any other water-based top coat, I like the one from AP Pila that I got from PPU a couple years ago. Regardless, put that underneath your glossy top coat and your last coat of Flower Child, and you won't have this quote unquote issue. So your preference and how you want to wear it, but I figured it was very important, worth mentioning, especially for those of you who are new to indies. Flower Power is a dark teal base with red shifting shimmer, and it does state in our PR notes here that this is the same shimmer that's in Dragon Fruit Fluff if you enjoyed that polish. Flower Power is a jelly type of finish, in my opinion, and I found that 3 coats was how I preferred it. As you can see with my quick movement here, I do have some latex that hasn't really dried down all the way on my falsies here, and you can kind of see it on that 2nd coat. Sort of like a super prominent free edge. You can see the difference between that 2nd and 3rd coat really made the difference there. You can see a little bit through my falsies on the very bright lights here, but in person I didn't think it was super noticeable. Fruity Fungi is a dark orange base with red to gold shifting microflake shimmer. This one, and then there's one more in the set. I think it's the one that's coming up next. I would say those of you who really like Pruglies, that type of thing, these 2 are going to be your jam. Pun intended, because this one really makes me think of pumpkin. I think it's also going to pass as a really nice fall color too. It's a true jelly, but it does have a strong plumping factor to it. So I chose to stop at 2 coats because it was going to be too thick anything after that. And a glossy top coat, and I was good to go. Groovy was the other Prugly I was talking about. This is a lime green base with orange to gold shifting shimmer. Groovy has that ultra smooth jelly-like application to it. On each of my coats here, I think it's giving you a good idea of that. Excellent formula. Very, very smooth and satisfying. I chose to go up to 3 coats and I had excellent coverage especially for a jelly. The shimmer is quite strong in it, and it's one of those warm types of tones I think you either super enjoy or you super avoid. I will strongly urge you to also take this one up to 3 coats. It dries down flat, so use a good glossy top coat to exploit the shimmer. Lava Lamp is one of my other top picks for this set. This is an orchid pink base with pink to gold shifting shimmer. No surprise there that I always enjoy these really glowy types of pinky type colors, kind of berry, orchid especially. If you're using some type of orchid colored base or whatever, you have my heart. Lava Lamp is another true jelly type formula, and it's almost a foil type of effect with how large particle the shimmer is. So that nice glistening looking effect. I think if you have a really prominent free edge, especially for natural nails, you might see your smile line in bright light. Disclaimer of a blurring base or nude to you undie would apply here. Next is Mood Ring. This is a magnetic polish that shifts from purple to pink to orange, shifting shimmer, and red to gold microflake shimmer, finished off with a scattered holographic sparkle. Mood Ring is what I would classify as being a somewhat metallic sort of formula. I have a plumping factor to it, as you can see on that second coat there. I went in kind of normal for myself, and I was a little taken aback by how plump, I guess. I don't want to say thick, but plump. So I mean that in a good way. So I went ahead and stopped at that point. Now on my pinky and ring finger here, I am experimenting with the velvet effect again. You can kind of see it gives that nice purple sheen to it. This one will dry down quite flat, so make sure you use a good glossy top coat and possibly a glitter smoother. Shag Carpet Chic is a burnt sienna base with pink to orange to gold shifting shimmer. This is another one that has that super juicy, ultra smooth jelly-like formula going on. And it's going to be drastically different, but still pretty awesome in terms of coverage on the second or third coat. So your preference if you want that kind of almost subdued type of color to the base, but I liked that more in your face type color. So I guess I stand corrected that there's a third pruggly, quote unquote pruggly in this set if this is your jam. So 2 to 3 coats, your choice, and a glossy top coat, as this one also dries down quite flat too. Somebody Loves You is our monthly charity polish. This one is a peachy pink base with pink to blue to silver shifting shimmer. Somebody Loves You has I don't know, it's one of those polishes, and I swear this brand, Taylor, does them so well. These true vintage type of vibes. This one, to me, it just brings me back. The way it's got that almost pearly looking shimmer effect to it, and then that kind of subdued type of pinky base. I swear my mom had something like this in her arsenal way back in the day that I stole. I'm going to suggest 3 coats and a glossy top coat. This one also has a strong plumping factor, so go in light on your coats. Sunburst is a golden yellow base with subtle red to orange shifting shimmer. I would have to say this is also another juicy, ultra smooth type of jelly formula. I think if you have a prominent free edge, my disclaimer applies here, of a blurring base or a nude to you base of some sort. It's true jelly, and it builds up to a really juicy appearance. But as you can see, you can kind of see my through my falsies there. Sunburst, I would have to say, I would have to describe it as being a bright type of mustard color. So it's going to truly play up against your respective skin tones. Vinyl Vibes is the last one I've got for you all. This is a maroon base with green to blue to purple shifting shimmer. This is another top pick for me out of this set. I really enjoyed this one. We also have that ultra smooth jelly type of formula, and it built up wonderfully at that second coat, but I chose to go up to that third coat. Again, if you have a super prominent free edge, you might see a peekaboo effect on the second coat in really bright lights, but overall for a jelly, I have to say this one has excellent coverage too. So your choice on where you want to stop with this one, it's also going to drastically change up the appearance of that base too. I would recommend 3 light to normal coats and a glossy top coat. And we're going to wrap this up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. Disco Doll, most of y'all know how I feel about holographics over an undie. I personally don't like it. Flower Child, same thing, but you can see just how deliciously opaque that is. And we have quite a few of these jelly type of strong shimmers for the rest of them. And of course, like Funky Fungi, that kind of thing. Those are, jellies with not shimmer per se, but the flakes. So yes, you can absolutely layer the majority of these over other colors. The only exception I would have to say is maybe like Shag Carpet Chic or even Groovy, like the Pruglies, maybe, but I would stick more with like matchy match colors for those. But otherwise, I do think you can get a little creative and kind of mess around with the color palette for undies in general. And then Somebody Loves You looks really cool. I think that was interesting how pearly and strong the shimmer looks over the blue. And then these last few here, same thing. So lots of juicy types of shimmers that you can get creative with, in my opinion. The Studio 70 and the Polish for Paws polishes. I'm such a mess. These are going to start on an uncapped pre-order March 10th at 10 a.m. Central Time through March 19th at 6 p.m. Central Time. You can grab them for $13.50 individually or $125 for the full 10-piece collection. So there's that. And then, of course, the Polish for Paws is $13.50 with $6 of every bottle going to that House Rabbit Resource Network. Again, I'll have the link below in the description box if you want to check that out too. I will link you all below to Royla Lee's website if you want to get in there and check it out and see the preview for these polishes and all the pretties, all that fun stuff. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.